It is Wednesday, July 22nd. It is time to get in the weeds. Joel Pearl is running from the grind once again. So it is just me, at least for now. Joel is supposed to be here in 15 to 20 minutes, he said. You would think after I do a 24-hour show last week that Joel could show up on time for one of these things. But no, he has to run from the grind. He has better things to do than talk to you guys. I'm here for all of you. I'm always here for all of you. Joel, not always here for you guys. I think that's why you guys like me more. Now, Joel will be here shortly. He is dealing with some personal stuff. He's also running from the grind. Yeah, Joel reviewed Raw and was like, I'm done. I'm done with all of wrestling. He would have done that a long time ago just on the TNA reviews, honestly. He would have been like, nah, I'm out. But as he says all the time, he allegedly, for some reason, gets paid for all of this stuff. Yeah. Whether or not he should, different question. But yeah, that's why he refuses to quit, because the money is too low to quit. The money is at least coming in for him to quit. Leave a thumbs up on the video. Less than 2 minutes in. Look at this. When I'm solo, I'm rolling on these things. I'm hitting my marks with this stuff. Leave a thumbs up on the video. Leave a super chat. Subscribe to the channel. All that fun stuff. We interviewed Mark Davis yesterday. That'll be dropping on the channel probably this week at some point. So Mark Davis was on the show yesterday, AEW National Champion. Go check out that interview. Not right now, like after the show. Go check out that interview. And let us know what you thought of the interview with Mark Davis. Check out the Tony Khan interview. The entire 24-hour stream is not up, but you can go to Twitter and actually watch a lot of it. But you can watch the Tony Khan interview solo. Joel is running from the grind, yes. If the question is ever, where is Joel? The answer is always running from the grind. That's it. You don't have to think further than that. You don't have to dig deeper than that. It is always running from the grind. We are scheduled to be joined by Orange Crush Adam from Produce Wrestling. So he will be joining us at 10:30, along with Oni King is going to be joining us as well. So Adam and Oni King are going to be joining us to talk produce. They have a show this weekend in Montreal alongside the AEW show. I don't think it's like at the same time as the AEW show, but Adam and Oni are going to join us around 10:30 to talk about the Produce Produit. Maybe I said that right. Maybe I didn't say that right. Joel's the Canadian. He should do that. But, yes, Produit is what should happen here. King Davian says, good morning. What a time to start my 25th birthday today with idea. Happy birthday, King Davian. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good birthday. And I don't know why you're spending any time listening to me, just me right now, just me, Oos, right now. But I appreciate that you were here. Hope you have a very good Wednesday. Have a very good birthday. I had to reread this because... Jeremy's always accusing Joel of running from the grind to distract the fact that Jeremy's sleeping with the ITW general manager. Factual. Jeremy is sleeping with the ITW general manager. I had to reread that for a second. My brain doesn't work at 10 o'clock in the morning. My brain doesn't work really at any point during the day. But yes, can confirm I'm sleeping with the general manager of this show. That's why I get all the opportunities around here. Gotta get there one way or another, and if that's how I gotta get there, okay, it works. ESPN firings out there. It's very unfortunate to see. You would think billion-dollar company with everything, they could afford to keep this talent, and like if they're not performing, they're not performing. But I know a lot of like Carl Ravitch, he's been around there. He's been around there forever, and he got let go. It's very unfortunate what's happening at ESPN. I know Andreas Hale, who's been on this show before, he got let go as well. They've moved away from so much of the print side of things and gone so much into the digital and obviously the television side of things over the years that if you did any type of print stuff, unfortunately you're probably just on the chopping block because they can just get AI to do all that. I'm pretty sure they have AI articles. I know a lot of these websites do. Some of them are upfront about it, like this content was generated by AI, and others are not quite as upfront about it. But all these websites, I feel like nowadays use the AI stuff. But yeah, if you do any type of print, it's just unfortunate that you're kind of pushed down. It doesn't make me feel great with how things are going, because so much of my money is coming from the print world. Maybe that's why I got to keep doing this show. I was like, well, I might lose value on the print side, but you'll never take ITW away from me unless I get paid a whole lot more money on the print side. Yeah, I know people are Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee. They're getting paid a lot of money. They even if they get paid, they get paid that much money, they still have plenty of money. Like, it's not like ESPN is hurting for money. Maybe they are. I don't know their full financial situation, but I feel like ESPN is usually doing pretty good. Yeah, like, it doesn't feel like they need to do a lot of these things. It's the same thing as WWE. It doesn't feel like they need to release a lot of these talent or ask these talent to take pay cuts when they tout these financial records every single month. And we know the top guys make money. Like, fine. If they think McAfee's worth that much, okay. If they think Stephen A. Smith is worth that much, okay. I'm not going to begrudge those guys for getting paid as much as they can when it seemingly affects other people, but it shouldn't. That's the thing. It shouldn't affect a Carl Ravitch just because McAfee is making that much. Paying for these WWE PLEs might actually be affecting more than McAfee and Stephen A. Smith, because they paid a lot for that, and I don't know what the return on investment is on there, but they're not struggling. They're making plenty of money. They're doing okay over at ESPN. That's why they don't need to make these layoffs and make these decisions, especially to this level, I would think. And Ryan Clark, I don't know too much about Ryan Clark. I'm not going to pretend like I watch ESPN at this point. Obviously, if they have a sports game on, I'm going to watch the game because that's the network the game is on. I don't watch the pre-show coverage of the games. I think most of the people who do the pre-show coverage suck. I think a lot of their announcers suck. I barely watch the games with the commentary on, because, and then Doris Burke is one of them. I don't think she's very good. I don't think like Reggie Miller is very good. He's not at ESPN. He was at Turner. I think he's at Peacock now. I don't think he's very good. I think most of the announcers are pretty bad. So I don't like listening to the commentary on games. So I don't fully know who even works at ESPN. I didn't realize Cam Newton worked there. I know Cam has his own podcast. Love Cam. Panthers legend. I didn't realize he works at ESPN. But I think he was part of the layoffs as well yesterday. I think Cam will probably be fine. He's former NFL MVP. He's, in my mind, he's one of the greatest Panthers of all time. I'm not going to be like he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He had a couple of great seasons. His peak was his peak. But I think Cam will probably be okay. But the fact that they're just kind of comfortable releasing a guy like Cam Newton says a lot to me. It's like, I feel like Cam, you're looking for like entertainment level. I feel like Cam Newton's pretty entertaining. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong with the entertainment level of Cam Newton because I don't watch him. I see the clips. He seems entertaining on those, but it's easier to be entertaining on a clip than it is if you got to do it for 30-minute, hour-long stretches. But I feel like Cam Newton's pretty entertaining. So I don't know when it comes to ESPN. It is a shame that they got to, lay off anybody. I guess somebody said they're doing NFL Network layoffs as well. Yeah, ESPN bought the NFL Network, so that's not surprising that part of this is also part of NFL Network kind of layoffs here. You never want to see anybody in this space lose their job for any type of a reason, especially from these big companies who can definitely afford it. They can afford to pay these guys, even if they are paying McAfee too much, even if they are paying Stephen A. Smith too much, even if they did pay too much for the WWE PLEs, they can afford to pay these guys, and the fact that they are not is very unfortunate. I hope everybody does well. I hope everybody's able to land on their feet and finds work elsewhere, and they were able to move forward with everything. Scott Dorr saying Cam was only on one time a week during the season. Okay, well, maybe Cam to them isn't like a huge loss. And look, maybe he was getting paid too much to only do one time a week. Maybe just use him more. I feel like you can use Cam more. Why not? Like, hey, now we need you to show up 3 times a week. Maybe Cam would want more money out of that. I wouldn't blame him. Like, look, I negotiate for 1 time. You have to pay me more if it's going to be 3 times. And maybe that was a conversation. I have no idea. I don't know what the conversations were. Yeah, Ryan Clark got fired like in commercial, from what I understand. It wasn't like live on the show. They didn't Apollo him and like use the hook and drag him off stage or anything. It was he just got notified during commercial, and he was there for one segment, and they went to commercial and they came back and he was not there anymore. People are saying that like you could tell everyone else knew, but he didn't know. I don't know how true that is. That feels a little bit off to me. That everyone else seemed to know while they were on screen, but he didn't know. Like, maybe they were checking their phones and they saw the news and they were like, oh, Ryan's gone. And then they had to continue just nod along while Ryan was talking. Yeah, apparently they wanted him to like finish out the show. And Ryan's like, that's stupid. Why would I do that? Oh, Joel is not here, but somebody else is here. And I'm a little bit concerned that he's here. Do you have a job? Are you part of the? Are you joining the ESPN line here?
I heard you were talking about ESPN. Saw you were here by yourself. I don't know if your wife's watching. She actually DM'd me. I just saw it before I was finding the link here. Yeah, technically still employed.
Okay.
So I've taken off. Since last time we talked, I have not worked. But I've been getting paid not to work. That's how paid time off works. So I've taken some time for myself, and I've decided unless they're going to fire me tomorrow, I'm going to go back to work tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
And I'm just going to deal with it because they pay me too much money, and I gamble too much to afford that stop pay. I actually had a really good. I can't say the name of the app because of sponsors or whatever, but like I had a really good night last night though. Made more money yesterday than I did at my real job usually. So that's
there you go. Just become a full-time gambler.
I strongly considered it, but that's obviously very, very risky. I just wanted to jump in here and say what's up because I saw you were here by yourself. I heard you were talking about the ESPN stuff, and I also saw on the description you have guests coming in a few minutes. it looks like Joel's about to be joining too. So I was just going to drop in and say what's up, but.
You can stay. Joel doesn't have to be here.
No, I can take the rest of the day off. No.
No, I can't. I can't stay all day. I've got an eye appointment because like just in case something happens with my job, if like I go in tomorrow and they're like, you're fired, I like my eye insurance is still covered, today. So I need to go make sure go let them pay for my contacts and all that stuff just in case anything happens.
That's very fair.
Yeah, so I honestly, otherwise I would stay. I'll be here tomorrow though. You're good for the spotlight tomorrow, Jeremy?
Yeah, should be unless something changes.
So we'll be here tomorrow. I haven't worked on getting a guest this week because I've been dealing with all this work stuff all week. Okay. But outside of that, speaking of work stuff though, yeah, the ESPN stuff, I just wanted to chime in real quick that is it's very disappointing. And I heard you talking a little bit about McAfee beforehand, and I didn't hear everything you were saying. And I just now seeing the chat. Hello, chat. Good to see all of y'all. Y'all been very supportive over the last week or whatever. But the thing with McAfee though is like he's not an ESPN employee. That's what makes this thing even like more like disappointing and like murky kind of to me is like. All these other people, like the people that they fired, were actual, most of them long-time ESPN employees that got paid directly by ESPN. McAfee essentially leases his show to ESPN. Like
he's an employee through College Game Day, is he not?
Well, yes, but that's separate. Like that's a different paycheck. I think for his actual show, like he pays out of his own pocket to pay his own employees. So like the boys and everyone working on that show are getting paid by McAfee. ESPN's paying McAfee, but McAfee's also making separate income independently because like I don't know if there's even a split or how it works because his show still airs uncensored all day on YouTube at the same time it's running censored on ESPN. So like he's got multiple streams of so it's one of these things where it's just a little bit weirder when it comes to McAfee because like ESPN has made a decision over the last few years, but now it's like really, really apparent. They're in the business now of basically renting talent that is already proven versus having people grow through their network. Just things have changed so much that they're basically willing. Obviously, like Stephen A. Smith is an ESPN employee, gets paid a lot of money. A lot of people are talking about him too. But I just kind of some food for thought. I think ESPN, there's other things in play too because of the NFL network. Like they bought that recently. There's essentially a merger there. So a lot of overlapping talent got released, I'm sure, which sucks. It's happening in my own company right now. I've seen the firsthand what mergers do to corporations. But it's anyway, I just want to kind of throw that out there too. I don't give ESPN a pass or anyone a pass or anything on this because like it really sucks that all these people are losing their jobs and like that print media is just like kind of dying the way that it is. But it's it's just weird because I think ESPN is going to continue this model. I think ESPN will continue to just get rid of people that they don't really see that much value in and just keep using that money instead to pay people who are already proven talent, if that makes sense.
I mean, McAfee's getting paid a lot of money by ESPN, though, whether it's they're licensing his show or whatever, he's still getting paid a lot of money.
No, but that's my point is like they didn't create the McAfee show. They didn't create Pat McAfee. Yeah. Back in the day, it used to be like if you wanted to be in sports media, you pretty much had to work for ESPN and like you were an unknown and you did Sports Center and then you branched out into other shows and stuff like that. But like ESPN kind of had their thumb on you. That's why a lot of those guys that used to do Sports Center when it started wound up leaving and starting their own stuff or leaving for other networks and stuff because they started realizing that their market value is actually way higher than what ESPN was paying them. So now they're just at the point where it's like, well, we're not really building our own stars. The guys we have built that have been here for decades, we're just going to get rid of because they make a lot of money. We're just going to give all of our money to this other guy who isn't actually with McAfee's with ESPN, but y'all get my point. Like, McAfee can shop his show around all he wants. Like he could have decided to bring it to Netflix. He could have decided to bring it anywhere, but he's just choosing to let ESPN air it. But ESPN's not paying his staff. McAfee's paying his own staff.
with the money that ESPN pays?
With the money ESPN's giving him, but it's technically like, but there is a difference.
He does not have an employee agreement with ESPN, is what you're getting.
Right. There is a difference there.
He has a rights agreement,
and that's why this is going to continue to happen. And I don't blame McAfee, by the way, for like getting these bags, because he knows his value and people are willing to pay it. I'm not faulting him for that, but like this will continue to happen because he owns the show. So in like, another year or two, or whenever these negotiations, 3 years, whenever these negotiations happen again, if the show is still as popular as it is, this will just happen again, where ESPN will have to pay him even more money, or he's going to just bring the show to somewhere who has more money, like Netflix. So it's going to be, but that's just how media has changed. I'm not really blaming anyone necessarily, and it's just things have changed, and it's not surprising that like so many. It's unfortunate, but it's not surprising that so many people are like, remember Jeremy, I'm sure you know as well, Joel, but like Jeremy, I know this was close to home because I know you used to cover MMA back in the day. And remember websites like MMA Fighting and MMA Junkie, they were like thriving sites where like you knew all the personalities, and like there was like 10 people on each staff that like you knew and you trusted and you read all their stuff, and it was just like, but that, that's completely gone. They're ghost towns now when you look at some of these websites, or even like their social media numbers, like these accounts that have millions of actual organic followers that get no responses, no anything anymore, because people just aren't paying attention to it, because they're looking for this kind of stuff. You want a lot more people, I think, are more drawn to like the video and the live chats and stuff like that, which once again, because I know, Jeremy, obviously a big part of your job is to write articles or make sure articles are going up on the site, but you're also smart enough, and I think Fightful's been smart enough along the way to know to pivot and know the future is more of this type of stuff. And then that'll change, like So anyway, I just heard you were talking about that. Just wanted to just put it up there. It's it sucks. There's people we know that lost their jobs from ESPN. There's people that I'm sure are worried for their jobs. Ryan Clark got fired while he was like on the air yesterday. Like he was like a commercial break and he was gone. And like the internet blew up, and it's like, that's crazy. I would never want to be on eggshells like that for a company where like that could happen to me on air. Like that sucks.
I'm gonna turn that into a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much my whole little rant. I'm sure it's pretty similar to what you were saying also, Jeremy, but the McAfee thing is just an anomaly to me because we've just never really seen something like this before. It's kind of like when Howard Stern signed with Sirius. Remember that? Like how big of a deal that was, where it's like this one guy is able to make all this money, but like no one else really does. And I don't want to take away from your time or your guest, because I know that's about to happen. So I will bounce out of here.
Jensen, stay employed.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll let y'all get an update tomorrow. I'm talking to my boss tomorrow. I'm intending to work tomorrow, but either way, I plan on being here tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, the same channel right here, Fightful Overbooked. Myself and Jeremy will be talking about wrestling. I've got topics lined up, but just got to wait to see what happens on AEW tonight. And I'll send them over to Jeremy. But see you guys tomorrow. Good to see the chat. Join us tomorrow on the spotlight for updates. But good to see y'all. Good to see you, Joel. And congratulations again, Jeremy, on the 24-hour stream. I know I sent you and your wife a message about that, but that was very impressive. And the Tony Khan interview was incredible. And the fact that you were, I was laughing out loud at you, like trying to get Tony to admit his like booking mistakes and stuff. I was like, this is so good. It was such a good interview. It was the most relatable you're ever going to hear a billionaire ever in an interview. Like, so I thought Tony was great. He's the man for doing that.
Thank you, Jensen.
All right. See you guys.
Appreciate you, buddy.
So I missed it. Does he have a job?
Yes. Technically, Jensen still has a job.
All right.
We'll see what happens tomorrow.
I'm trying to leave. Yes. Yeah. I'll go back to work tomorrow. I've been taking time off.
Okay.
I'm trying to leave the chat. Sorry, guys.
I'm just going to boot
I can't boot you.
All right. Well, I did it.
Oh, you can remove him.
I can remove him. He's in the backstage.
Yeah, you can't like kick him because he has the login.
Right.
So you can't like kick the guest. Yeah.
Although it would be very funny if I tried.
Just close the tab.
He did it. He got it. He's gone.
Figured it out. Okay.
He figured it out. One half of our guests are here. I feel like we can bring him on and we can really start the conversation. If he's ready for us, we can get a thumbs up and go to it. Oh, I hope it didn't freeze. Maybe it froze. We'll give it a second. Nope.
Maybe he can't hear you.
Can you hear me? That is the question.
That's been an issue.
Yes. Oni, can you hear me? Oh, took his ears out. We're gonna find out. These are the technical difficulties that we.
Yeah, Oni, if you can't hear, leave and come back in.
Can you hear us? Nope, I don't think he can.
All right, can we put it in the private chat?
I think we can try, or I can send him a message. Hold
on. That's fine too. However, we got to do this.
Filibuster for a second.
I'm tired of these StreamYard issues with this audio where somebody leaves or there's multiple people on and then nobody can hear anybody. This happened yesterday as well with Mark Davis before the show even started. Like, we had this same issue. It seems like it's when it's like 4 people.
Yeah,
it seems like it's an issue.
I don't know how it's working with you guys, because I know it started with the 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
I just DM'd Oni. So Oni King is going to be one of our guests. We're going to talk about Produce and not only Produce Wrestling, but also the Produce show that's going to be happening in Montreal over AEW Redemption Weekend. We're going to be joined with him and Orange Crush, Adam. They're going to be joining us soon. But soon enough, hopefully, we're going to get this sorted out, and we'll have Oni joining us because he's been a real up-and-comer and a real big part of the Produce promotion. So we'd love to chat with him. He's got a match with Darian Bankston that's going to be freaking fantastic. Looking forward to talking about that once we sort out our technical issues. But hi, I'm here. Hi, I'm sorry I'm late. There is a whole story behind it that we can get to later. I see Orange Crush is here. So if he can hear us, he can give me a thumbs up.
Nobody can hear us.
Okay, so Adam can hear us.
Okay.
Oh, and now Oni can hear us. Amazing. Okay, we're back. So as I mentioned earlier, the show is Produit. It's going to be in Montreal on the 26th, as this Sunday at 1 p.m. on my AEW. We are very, very proud to welcome back Orange Crush, and facing Darian Bankston is the opponent, the one and only Oni King. Hello, gentlemen. Now you can hear us.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. It's good to see you.
We rolled deep.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you guys joining us. Hopefully everybody can hear everybody.
Oh, I hear a little echo.
I got an echo too.
Who's echoing?
That's
Let me switch my audio real quick.
I mean, yeah, it's on my end, but I don't think it's actually me echoing.
Someone telling me in
Y'all
the
can
chat.
hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear y'all. I'm good.
Okay. Am I still echoing? Let's see.
No.
No.
We're back. Okay.
Right.
So
And Adam, we can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me? I wasn't talking. Can you hear me now?
Oh, now, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you can even leave a thumbs up. So yeah, the show is Produit. It's coming up this Sunday. It's going to be on my AEW. We're very much looking forward to it. My first question is actually to Adam, and that is about Produce and the presentation of this show compared to the canon of other Produce shows. How did it come together? Because this feels a little bit different than what we've seen so far and what seems to be on the way for Produce. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, once I saw that AEW Redemption was coming to Montreal, which was a pretty, it was a pay-per-view that was announced pretty late in the schedule as an addition. I thought about how we could best serve our audience as well as get, eyeballs on our roster at a time when there'll be a kind of like a heavy wrestling fan base in the city who are excited to watch the best wrestling in the world. I have a long relationship with some of the folks from IWS, particularly my friend Crazy PCP Manny, who owns IWS as well as Green Phantom. And he actually owns his own venue now. His school is also like a completely tricked out like basement like concert venue. And I hit him up and I was like, is there like a turnkey solution for me to do more of a capsule show? So like I'm very open to doing different types of collaborations under the Produce banner. It's kind of the spirit of the company. It's like every show's a collaboration because I collaborate with a wrestler. Sometimes we'll collaborate with other promotions. Sometimes we'll capitalize on a moment in time. But, to do a full volume show, which has certain connotations like music, like curation for the wrestler, where they have like a real hand in selecting who's on the show, That's not something that we could do respectfully, I think, in the amount of time that the show was announced. But I still wanted to go and bring the team up to Canada and like bring some of the best American, Japanese, and Canadian wrestlers on the same independent show when the world was watching.
Oni, I want to talk to you. I want to ask you about sort of overall your wrestling style, because you're very much a my kind of shit wrestler, where you just go in and beat the shit out of somebody, and that's the kind of stuff that I like. So talk to me a little bit about kind of your inspiration background. I know to me, it's very Japanese strong style influenced, but talk to me a little bit about that and kind of who did influence you with this style.
So in general, I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn, and Brooklyn has a long lineage in combat sports of knockout artists. Even to this day, there's new boxers popping up from Brooklyn that are great knockout artists. And so for me, Mike Tyson is a big inspiration because he's from my hood. And in terms of wrestling, yeah, Japanese King's Road and strong style is definitely the biggest inspiration for me. I like hitting people, you know what I mean? And for me, it's about efficiency. Like, people don't understand, like, this hurts. Whether you get hit or you hit, I mean, anybody in here, if you've been in a fight and punched somebody in the face, your hand hurts. So for me, I'm trying to find the most efficient way to get in there, beat somebody, and get out. And for me, just my strikes and strong style and having a kickboxing background and just slap boxing and being a middle child of 3 brothers, you know what I mean? That taught me enough combat stuff to know that my striking is my strong point, especially in the last couple of years. So my inspiration is definitely strikers, strong style, Katsuyori Shibata, #1, Kenta, Shingo Takagi, Kano. I love Kano. So that's like Nakajima, of course, somebody who I'm dying to get my hands on 1v1. These are the people that inspire me.
I loved your match against Dominic Garrini. That was on the Express Lane. That was on the YouTube portion of the first show. For people who haven't seen it, again, it's up on YouTube. You can go check it out. And you mentioned, like, I'm just here to beat people up, get it done. Good. Need more of that in wrestling. Forget all these 15-minute bangers. Beat a dude in 5 minutes. That's what I loved about this match. Is I think it was like a 5-minute match. It was good, hard hitting, done. You got the victory. We love Dominic Garrini. He's fantastic. I thought that was a very good styles clash. Not even styles clash, because Garrini kind of grappling, striking as well. I thought that was a very good just mixture of 2 guys there. So talk to me a little bit about the match with Garrini and kind of putting that one together.
Well, see, and so my thing with that is that's a prime example of when you have 2 people with a smash mouth striking style like ours. It's really any given Sunday. You know what I mean? I mean, I do know I have a high pain tolerance, but I caught him that day, and when it's 2 people going that hard, you can't burn bright for 15 minutes. You know what I mean? You can't burn bright for 15 minutes. It's a lot. I know the word catch wrestling is about technical wrestling, but for me, catch wrestling is about catching somebody with that one shot that's gonna take them out. And Garrini, I went into Produce Volume 1 knowing that I had to make a name for myself. And Garrini is a great fighter. He has I think, BJJ background. So I'll never not admit that I get nervous or scared to fight certain people. Mike Tyson said it himself. He's like, my whole style is based on fear. I'm scared of you more than you're scared of me. That's why I gotta be as dangerous as I am. And for me, I knew that I couldn't go out there on the first Produce show and eat shit and get my ass handed to me in front of YouTube, in front of my AEW, in front of Adam. You know what I mean? We fighting for these opportunities. We fighting to get our names on the poster, fighting to continue to be on the card. And so with Garrini, it's for me, this shit is a job, right? So I don't hate him. I mean, there's certain people I don't like. And when certain situations arise, that happens. But for the most part, we are professional wrestling. First part of professional, this is a job. So I don't hate him. I wanted to beat his ass, but I didn't hate him. So walked in the building, we saw him, you do the usual, I'm gonna see you later look. And then we just got in there, and it was about who who could hit the hardest. And I don't know who could hit the hardest, but who could survive the other person's hits. And very few people have hit me as hard as he has. Very few people have chopped me in my back the way he did, that I'm still feeling it 3 weeks later. But, you know, I endured and made it through, and I caught him. The thing about me is that I'm the most unknown on this roster, and I kind of like that, because people don't know how to scout me. They don't know what to expect. They also, you know, overlook me, look past me, and I love that, because then when they get caught, like Guarini got caught, then they know who I am.
Your next match coming up is against Darian Bankston. I guess first question, do you hate him?
You know what's crazy? Darian is one of the few people that I really like in this shit. So now it's like, you know, I'm happy for him. He's having major success right now. But when I get in there, I gotta treat him like I hate him. When the bell rings, I hate everybody. After the bell, we back to being homies. But the thing with this match with Darian is that we're two people, I feel like, on the way to next levels, and it's just that our levels are different. So Darian, you know, has been named the #1 independent wrestler in pro wrestling. I also think he's the best technical wrestler in pro wrestling. And so Darian, to me, is on that next level to being one of those people that drop that, hey, I got an invite to the tryouts graphic. And me, I'm on the next level to taking his place. And so when you're in a situation like that, for Darian, when he loses, it's gonna look like, damn, is he not ready for that next level? And for me, if I lose, it's damn, is he not ready for his next level? So that's the stakes this Sunday. And again, it's interesting for me because I liken myself to be a technical wrestler too. You haven't seen it yet at Produce. So it's like, do I try to knock him out, or do I show people that Oni King isn't just a knockout artist, but he's a techer too? And I think on Sunday, by Sunday, I'm gonna have to decide. I might decide in the ring, I might decide before, but I have to decide which way I'm gonna go to get this victory against somebody who is known right now as the best independent wrestler in the world. And in my eyes, definitely the best independent techer in the world.
See, I'm not the type of person to tell an artist or a fighter how they should fight, but if I can make a suggestion, get him into submission and then punch him out.
I like that. Best of both worlds, baby. Right? I like that.
You're gonna get only caught in a submission, man. Like, come on. Like, knock him out, frankly.
I like that. I like that. See, we brainstorming now.
Yeah. I want to make one thing clear. Like, Oni King, born in Brooklyn, New York. Orange Crush, Adam Gallo, born in Brooklyn, New York. Produce Wrestling, we are the New York territory for professional wrestling. Okay.
How do you feel about WWE ID, Adam? I'm not sure if you've ever given your thoughts on this.
I'm talking about professional wrestling here. It's entertainment, brother.
That's fair. That's fair. They allegedly professional wrestle sometimes. Did you hear anything from anybody after these comments though?
No.
Nobody said anything.
Nobody said shit.
You gotta understand, when Brooklyn people talk on the internet, but face to face they don't say too much.
I mean, we've got SP3 and he's a Brooklyn boy, so right? He's Harlem, isn't he?
Yeah,
I mean, Oni's right. It's like people talk on the internet like you're not a real person sometimes. And I'm a highly detail oriented person. I see everything. I see every fucking thing people say about me. If you go out there on the street and you say some shit that's out of pocket, that's not true, I don't have a problem being like, hey, you know, I may own a wrestling promotion. I may own a PR firm. I may produce movies, but we live in public. And if you say shit on my name in public, I will directly go to you and say, that is untrue. Or stop being a fucking bitch. Like, it's just the way I operate. That's how we roll in New York.
I think it.
Oh, go ahead. Okay.
Oh, speaking of Mike Tyson, it wasn't Tyson who's like, people have gotten way too comfortable just saying shit online and not getting punched in the face. Like, that's,
yeah.
I think that's become very true over the years. Go ahead, Joe.
I just want to put on good wrestling shows, you know, and get pussy and hang out with my friends. I don't want to fucking, you know, debate bullshit on the internet all the time. But, you know, sometimes you have to take a stand, like, between what's wrong, what's right. It's like you ask like little kids who are like fucking 19, 20 years old to sign contracts saying like, hey, we're going to buy you sneakers, and then say, oh, actually, you can't do anything anymore because we tricked you. That's fucked up. I'll say that. Fuck you. But I don't want to talk about that anymore. I want to talk about produce.
Actually, so I want to I'm going to ask Oni and I'm going to ask Adam too, because I think this would be an interesting answer from both of you. What is the wildest thing that you've heard about yourself? I don't need to hear if you like went and refuted it or anything, but like the wildest thing that you're like, that's just absolutely untrue. Let's start with Oni. What's the wildest thing you've heard about yourself? You're like, no, not true.
Damn. I mean, I haven't really got there yet where the internet isn't talking too crazy about me. Hopefully they know better. To be honest with you, the wildest thing that anybody could ever say about me is that I'm gonna lose to the next person they announce me to fight. That's always a risky thing to say.
Oni's much more professional than me. People say crazy shit about me on the internet. They say like I'm a Nepo baby. They say that I've only promoted one wrestling show ever and I should shut the fuck up, even though I've lived by myself since I was 15 years old. I've made every dollar in my life myself. I'm a self-made person. I fucking have booked wrestling for 6 years. I've done over like hundreds of shows. I've written books on professional wrestling. I'm curating the first American Museum show on professional wrestling. I'm the person who has made it, like has worn wrestling on his back as a cross to try to convince the world that it's a worthwhile art form to be respected. So when somebody like Oni King or Darian Bankston or Joey Janela or Effie walk into a movie premiere, or if they walk into a room somewhere, they're not like, hey, who are these fucking carny freaks? It's like, no, these are fucking artists, these are performers, and they're fighters, and they should be respected on the same level of everybody else. That's what Produce is about.
The whole like you've only run one show thing was wild to me. And I'm like, do we not know who Adam Orange Crush is? Like, I realize it's only been one Produce show, but we got to research a little bit, right?
Those people weren't fans.
Yeah.
You know, there's this misconception where they put on their personal accounts and they say like, oh, like this guy's only run one show, blah blah blah. They're all like it's like Larry Dallas and like people are friends with like Gabe Sapolsky. It's all bullshit, dude. Like I'm not, you know, like I'm not hard to find. I'm very responsive. You got a problem with what I have to say, you can call me. If you plan on disrupting my business, you can call me. We can come work something out. I'm a very reasonable person. I care about wrestlers. I care about the talent. I care about the fans. I care about like, you know, fulfilling my word. And I don't like putting people in positions where they can't fulfill their word either. You know, like we're all doing this together. We're not doing this like, are we doing this for the money? Like, yeah, Oni is fighting to fucking win and knock people out and get paid. But, you know, many of us, despite what other promoters think, are highly intelligent and qualified individuals and doing other fucking shit besides professional wrestling. And we do this because we love it. And we do this because we have like a lifetime of dedication to this art form. So, you know, if you're gonna come to me with some like parasocial bullshit, like I don't have time for it. I live in public. I live in real life. You know, like I have kids. I fucking employ 25 people. I employ 50 wrestlers on an independent wrestling show with money out of my fucking pocket. I don't say, hey, drive up to fucking Massachusetts, and if we make money, maybe I'll pay you, maybe I won't. Like, that's not me.
I'm going to ask you to put on a little bit of a critical thinking when it comes to looking back at your own show, because you've gotten a lot of good feedback from what I've seen from the Produce shows. What's something where you're looking at it like, that could have been better?
That could have been better. You know, like, there's a few things. Like, I, as someone who is just like really who really respects the talent and really excited to expose as many talent as possible to a national public, especially with this my AEW deal. You know, like I'm trying to be creative about showcasing folks in as different ways as quickly as possible, so they can get that exposure, so they can get more bookings, so we can spread the word about independent wrestling, how we can spread the brand. But this is still a DIY operation. You know, it's like AEW is not producing the shows. Like I'm producing the shows. So at the end of the day, I think, you know, what's a learning experience is like, how do we produce television level pay-per-view on a DIY budget live, keeping in mind we have the restrictions of AEW, right? Like you know, Triller, for example, like they tell the independent promotions there, you know, like, oh yeah, we have ASCAP licenses or we have RAA licenses. Like, yeah, they do. They also have a $4 million default if you look at their books, where they didn't pay for that music. So we have to make original music. We have to make original art. We have to create original videos to have an experience that is like elevated and tolerable for an audience to watch who want to understand what they're looking at. Because professional wrestling is a very foreign thing to look at if you are not a lifelong wrestling fan, right? And we want to open the tent to new people who care about film, people who care about music, people who care about visual art, people who care about fashion, like, but just like smart people. Like the more smart people who get in the room, are willing to buy a ticket to show up and tell their friends, that's 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. It's an exponential equation. And that's how you grow pro wrestling. That's how you make pro wrestling not an insular subculture. You have it take primacy as the piece of American culture that it actually is. You know, from a numbers perspective, like pro wrestling's fucking huge, right? Like it's huge. It fills stadiums. But who do you want in those stadiums? Well, people who care, you know. And I think pro wrestling fans really fucking care, and they've been taken advantage of for a long time. I think that care has been taken for granted, and we're trying just to like, I'm trying to put out more than I'm given. You know, I'm trying to give you like 3 times the value on a show to get you in the room and understand what wrestling is and what it could be. Are my shows a little too long? Yes, they've been a little too long, right? Are the shows, have there been a couple like technical issues? Sure, but nothing crazy. After for a first-time company doing this like on the fly, like I thought our show looked very good.
Oni, you're hearing Adam talk about all this, and you obviously had those early conversations about joining in with Produce and doing what you're doing. How do you feel from that first conversation all the way to what you're hearing now and what you've already experienced? What is the Produce experience to you, and what do you want it to be moving forward?
So I told him, I think before the first show, I'm like, and me and him are both, I feel like people who dream, who not even dream big, think big, because dream big is not always execution. We think big. And I think we have a lot of, that's how we bonded. I think we have a lot of similar goals in wrestling, which is to bring other people into this world, to show it as an art, to make sure that wrestling is looked at in the same facet that other sports are. And I told him at the very beginning, I said, I think this is going to end up being bigger than you think. And one, I could say his passion and care for the sport. Like, you know, I've never heard the whole he's only one show comment, but I also think that lends to the fact that he's about the fans and about the fighters. He's not in the front like that. And it's almost to the point where when people ask me who runs it, I feel like I gotta protect his anonymity. You know what I mean? Because I feel like he takes such a back seat that might be the reason why y'all think he's only ran one show. When the truth is, for the last year, a couple of years, he's been putting on the best men's and women's tournaments in independent wrestling. You know? So it's like Suge Knight, you know what I mean? What he said about Diddy, if you don't want the producer all in the front, come on over to Death Row, that's it. You know what I mean? Come on over to Produce. For me, it's wrestling on a high level artistic canvas, and the vibes, like I wrestled somewhere on Saturday and I shook my head from the moment I left my house to the moment I left that building. With Produce, it's good vibes all along. You got people who are coming in there to beat the shit out of each other, that are smiling until that bell ring and then smiling after that bell ring with blood on their face. You know what I mean? And it's like that energy is not everywhere. That excitement, the wrestler's excitement is everywhere. I got videos. He had Ninja Sonic perform at the last show. I got videos of wrestlers in the ring doing, Rich Swann doing backflips, sweating, vibing out before his match. Like that energy is not everywhere. That comfortability, that excitement is not everywhere. And I feel like the way the Produce is going, it's gonna be competition. it's gonna be big competition, because it's the new rules, the simple aesthetic of it is something different. And I feel like with some of these other companies you see on TV, they take the wrestling fan for granted. And I feel like that's a big problem. Even as somebody, a lifelong wrestling fan who's now a wrestler, you don't want to be taken for granted. And what Adam is doing, Produce is doing, is we're cherishing the fact that these people are spending their money to come and see us. Like you said, whatever the ticket price is, you're leaving feeling like you owe them $5 more. You feel like you know what I mean? Like when you leave a Produce show, if there was a bucket at the exit, you got to feel like, damn, I should put 20 more in. This was crazier than what I paid. And I feel like that's the goal, and that's been the execution. And for me, it's just from beginning to end, it's like the idea of where it can go has been raised. So I'm excited. Like I got texts from my homies where I leave a show and I'm like, yo, as a wrestler, I'm going to do everything in my part to make sure that this shit blows up, because I believe in it that much.
Oni, I hope we get to see a Produce show, a curated show from you in the future, because I feel like it would be extremely my shit. But so I'm going to ask you, if you could book one match, that it can be for any time period, anything, like what would you have on your show?
Can I be in it?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, for me, there's one right now, and if you've been following the Produce product, you've been noticing it. So for me, it's me and Katsuhiko Nakajima. Okay. For multiple reasons. One, this man hasn't wrestled in America in years. And as a wrestling fan, there's people here who are waiting to see this man here. And it's also, for me, this dude knocks out people in press conferences. So I gotta know if I can knock him out, and two, if I can handle what he's delivering. So for me, that's a big match that I feel like needs to happen on that Produce canvas. And that's the first thing I would selfishly curate. Besides that, Adam is already cooking up the illest, like the cards drop and I'm like, what, Darian against Zack Sabre Jr.? Like he's already cooking up like whatever the dream list would have been. And I'm just sitting back like, damn.
I only put on matches that I would want to pay to watch myself as a lifelong.
Yeah.
Like if somebody cancels off my show, I don't see that as like, well, we can use this guy instead. It's like, nah, I need to put something better on, because number one, I owe it to the fans for them not to be disappointed. Number two, that's a pop, right? That's a new chance for a pop. That's a new chance for news. That's a new chance for a cycle, for people to get excited about your promotion. Like with life hands you fucking lemons, you make lemonade, and professional wrestling, you have the world at your fingertips. You can make it what you want it to be. So that's how I do things. And when it comes to Oni, he's just like a very talented and passionate guy. He comes from where I come from. But also, like, even with Katsuhiko Nakajima, it's like, yo, bro, you don't have your fucking papers. I've got paper. I'll send Oni to Japan. Come get your ass. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, if you want to produce, you can come to Produce, or Produce will come to you. We'll figure it out.
You announced the match. I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago. Suzuki against Hechicero. Like
crazy.
Like where? What? Huh? I saw that. I was like, this is an insane. Like you're not finding this on any other like independent show out there.
But I can't take credit for that. That's Rocky Romero. So
Rocky. I mean,
but you know, so that's the beauty of this promotion, is that when you believe in talent, when you believe in the greatest minds in pro wrestling, they will bring you the greatest ideas that some of the dumbest motherfuckers in the world probably told them didn't make sense to them, so they weren't going to do it. And they come to me, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds fucking sick. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do Minoru Suzuki and Hechicero. It makes a lot of sense if you really think about it in terms of, you know, their histories as a kind of a like heavyweight master of the Yave style versus a kind of pancration champion. Like, I mean, it's an incredible styles match. And Rocky Romero, and one of the people I had on top of my list, you know, as a co-producer, as a curator, was because he believes, like Antonio Inoki did, in the power of professional wrestling to bring the world together, and the fact that a united pro wrestling is a better pro wrestling. So he works for New Japan. He works for CMLL. He works for AEW. He works for fucking MLW. I don't even like that much, but you know what? Fuck it. He's bringing great wrestling all over the fucking world together and to the United States, and he's doing that for me. So he was like absolutely the first person I would bring in, you know. And he's so nice. He's wrestling twice on my show. Black Tiger 4 is wrestling once, and he's wrestling once, but you know. Okay.
I've got one more question for each of you, and one's going to be short, and another one only is a game. So, Adam, for you, very important question, because wrestling is art, and we are presenting art with Produce. Will there be a cuck chair available for Steve Mack to take advantage of it for their Produce shows?
I mean, I'm a pretty sexually open-minded person, so I don't really enjoy the cuck shaming that Steve has been doing of his former employer, but I try to give the talent what they want. So we'll have a conversation.
Finally, I might have something to piggyback off on that, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Oni, last question. It's a game that we like to play on the channel. It's called, well, you know, I'm not even going to tell you the game, because first, I need two names. We're going to circle back. You're going to give me two more of your influences, because we talked about them earlier. I've got Nakajima. I need two more from you of people that you really look up to in professional wrestling.
Don't you pay it, Joel? He said Kazuhira Shibata. He said Kenta.
By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed what this painting is.
Well, yeah, of course.
This is a painting of Kenta Kobashi.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Haru Misawa that appeared in the first Orange Crush. I mean, it'd be cooler. I mean, it'd be cool if it was an Orange Crush, but you know, Kenta Kobashi doesn't do the Orange Crush all that often. Burning Hammer, that's his fucking death move. So I found this at an art fair in 2021 in Los Angeles, and I was like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm the only person who absolutely has to have this painting. So it's
that joint is fire.
The fact that you found that is wild. It wasn't just something that like someone brought to your attention.
It was at an art fair called Spring Break in Los Angeles, I think 2021.
Oni, the game is called Partner Promo Punch in the Face. I give you three names. You're going to pick which one you want to partner with in a tag team match, which one you want a promo with in the ring with a microphone, and which one you want to punch in the face, good old-fashioned one-on-one match. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll use Nakajima, because it's come up a couple times, Shibata and Kenta, because Jeremy decided to absolutely destroy the idea of you picking two of your potential people in this game. Thank you, Jeremy. Partner punch in the face.
Oh man. Well, I would probably partner with Shibata. Nakajima, I would punch in the face. What's the other option and the other person? What was it?
Kenta, and I think what are we down to? A promo?
Promo, yeah.
You're gonna promo with Kenta?
Let me tell you something, man. In all of Produce, and in almost nobody can touch me on the mic, bro. Period. Like, yes, I'm ill in the ring, but I'm also ill on the mic. I come from a long lineage of trash talkers. So, I mean, I guess Kenta, but if we do it in Japanese, Kenta might have me. My Japanese is there, but it ain't fully fluent, but it's there. But in general, bro, it's like in the ring, I'm nasty, and on the mic, I'm even nastier. So, and that's just globally. That's outside of this game. So yes, that's my order. Kenta on the mic. That's fair, because Kenta's funny. So Kenta on the mic, me and Shibata tag team, Nakajima, I'm knocking Nakajima out.
It could happen, folks. You could see it. We don't know because Produce, they've got some of the most incredible wrestling that's going on, including this Sunday, July 26th, 1 p.m. Eastern on my AEW. It's Produce Presents Produit, an afternoon special. Yes, an homage to Degrassi.
Degrassi. And I have a commercial, a very special commercial that's going to drop later this week with a Canadian actress and a great Canadian professional wrestler. The nuance of Canadian television. It's an edit right now. So hold on for that. But, Oni, you want to drop some Nihongo?
Want to drop some what? You broke up.
Let's do some Nihongo before we go, some Japanese.
Oh, they just so y'all know, this is Oni King. Orewa Pro Wrestling de Ichiban Fighter Dato Shinjite Iru. That means I am the best professional wrestler. I'm the best fighter in professional wrestling. Let's underline fighter. There's a lot of gymnasts, there's a lot of technical dudes, but when it comes to fighting, I'm the best one.
Watch Oni and the rest of the wonderful wrestlers at Produce this Sunday and beyond. Go check them out. Wherever you can find it, it's my AEW. They'll be on there. Plenty of promo codes. Do we have one? Do we have a Produce Fightful one?
Produce Fightful.
We do. Produce Fightful.
Produce Fightful. You can get 6 of our shows for $50. The best deal in professional wrestling, the season pass, which will take you all through to September 13th. We just announced 2 crazy-ass fucking matches. September 13th, we have a doubleheader. One with Action Wrestling, Slade and Mad Dog Connolly, and a dog collar match during the day. And the last match ever at the White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey, because they're turning into a dinner theater, fucking apparently. The Rejects against Mance Warner and Effie. Everything goes in the interest of business.
You're helping with the demolition, are you?
I'm not.
Make sure y'all lock in, man. Get on it now. Get on the wave now. Let me tell you something. As a Produce wrestler, this is the hardest thing about wrestling with Produce, is after your match, drying off and changing so you could catch the next match. That's always the hardest part. Because the card is so fired as a wrestler. You're like, damn, when's your match? All right, I got to hurry up and dry off and go catch it. You know what I mean? So as the fans, make sure, man, my AEW, if you in Montreal, pull up, bring some poutine for me, some victory poutine.
Oh, shit, I'll do it. I'll be there. We'll have some poutine. How about that?
Fire.
I'm all about it.
I got us all tickets for the pay-per-view afterwards. They're hooking us up, so we'll bring the whole crew.
Yeah. That's even better. Okay.
It's going to happen. Orange Crush, Adam, thank you very much. Oni King, thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you. Go check them out. It's
Fellas, thank you for having us.
We appreciate you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Thanks, guys. Oh, fantastic. Very much looking forward to more Produce events, including Sundays. Thanks to Adam. Thanks to Oni for joining us. It was a great chat and made me even more excited for the show on Sunday and for everything Produce has been putting on, because the first few shows have been absolutely fantastic. So why not keep that rolling, right? Been good stuff.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with the interviews. Good job, Joel. Sorry for calling you out on the wrestlers there.
You stomped on my bit. That's okay.
Did I?
It was half. Listen, the interview, we had just started like 25 minutes earlier, you know?
You gotta remember these things. You gotta remember what the man says.
I write down a lot of stuff during these interviews. This was one of those moments where I was just like, I'm glad we're doing this, but then I remembered, we have to do partner promo punch in the face.
Yeah, he had Shingo and Kino on there as well. Those were the other 2 names that he had mentioned. Yeah. So
either way.
So you could have messaged me. I would have let you know.
So I did. So pull back the curtain. I did. And I originally said, hey, can you just remind me? And then it was like, wait, I have an idea, but I didn't tell you what the idea was, which was to get Oni to just give me 2 names, because I was hoping he would give me 2 names that come top of mind, and then I would use them against him. It was kind of a mind thing.
Yeah, you said I can take Oni's faves. I have an idea, and but you didn't ask who his favorites were.
Welcome to me. There was a super chat from follow-up. I'm sorry, Produce Cork and Hall. When? Come on, Adam. I'm sure he's going to see this, and I will bring it up to him on Sunday. I'm sure if it was up to him, he would run events globally, and this is one of the places I'm sure he'd love to work, because it's a weird mecca to professional wrestling because it's really just a gym, but it's hosted so many incredible moments and matches in wrestling. So Cork and Hall, why not? If you can get there, go it.
King Greg saying I'm all in on Odin King now. Yeah, I didn't know too much about him. I watched him on the first Produce show. I got to go back and watch the second Produce show because that happened during the live stream, and so I was just checked out on everything at that point. But I didn't know too much about him until I watched the first Produce show, and then you mentioned we had the interview, and so I checked out a couple of things, and I was like, oh yeah, this dude again, extremely up my alley with how he wrestles. So and hopefully people learned a little bit more about him, and I mean just talking to him, like I became a bigger fan just talking to him today.
Yeah, me too. He's someone that has not been on my radar until recently, and the fact that he's on the rise and his opponent on Sunday is someone who's also on that rise. As he said, they're kind of in two different places, but still pretty close in terms of their wrestling space. But they're going to fight each other on Sunday, and we'll see where it goes. But both men, both Darian Bankston and Oni King, are two to watch for sure. It's a good chat. I'm glad we did it. So sorry about being late this morning. It's been a wild 24 plus hours in our house. My kid stayed home yesterday because he woke up. He came home on Monday kind of coughing, and he had what we thought was a cold. And then we put him to bed. He didn't fall asleep until close to 1 a.m. because he was just up coughing. He could not fall asleep. He was not falling asleep. So he fell asleep Monday night Monday over Tuesday at 1 a.m. And he woke up around 7 or 8, and he was kind of coughing and kind of not like he was breathing heavily, like he was trying to get his breath. And so we kept him at home from school, and we were like, let's just chill out, maybe it's just the cold and maybe it's a bad cold. And by like 11:30 we're like, nah, shit's going down. So we took him to Emerge. Everything's okay, he is fine. That is the good news. It was more just an asthma based issue that he had, and so they treated him, took care of him. He's on the mend. He's totally back to being himself. He's still got a bit of a cough, but it's a normal toddler / kindergartner cough. So that's the good news. And that just took me out for the entire day yesterday. And so this morning, as like everybody in our house is sleep deprived and trying to catch up, and everyone's irritable and everyone's just trying to, make things work, and we're trying to catch up. I ended up doing some catch up, which included taking him, because he woke up at like 9 o'clock. So I had to take him to daycare, to school, and then come back in time to be on the show, and of course be here for the interview. So everything was nuts. Everything's okay, and yes, that's the story. And now I can, probably most likely be there for our later interview that we have scheduled.
Yeah, we do have an interview scheduled later. We still gotta like air our Shotzi interview. We should probably just put that up.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah,
I got the Mark Davis one up.
Yeah, I'll add to that later on.
Yeah, so we'll get to that. Anyway, so I appreciate you for starting the show and for Jensen to pop on. And
I did almost as much solo here as I did in the 24-hour stream.
There you go. See, there's always someone waiting in the wing to come and take someone else's job. Oh man, did you go through all the other stuff? You went through the calls to action to give us.
Yeah, I did like 2 minutes in. I was on point.
Great. Kaza sent a super chat saying, "Where's Meet Normus? He can join with the Mango Tango." To which Meet Normus just said, "Poutine these nuts." Thanks, pal. The synergy is amazing. Yeah. So we're here. We're clear. We got wrestling, I guess, to talk about. But
sounds terrible.
Well, how are you doing otherwise?
I'm well. Another day, another dollar.
Yeah, how many? Like a lot of dollars?
Just a dollar.
Just a singular dollar a day?
Yeah.
Does that keep the mailman at bay, I guess? Does the mailman deliver the dollar? No answers. Okay, I get it. So there's a guy who just showed up at the end of NXT that nobody knows who his name is, but he's using the same theme that
he's here.
Hey, he's here. He has arrived. Who is he? You'll never know.
This shit is hilarious.
Has to be a bit this round, right? Has to be the step one, get people asking questions. Step two, we tell you his name is normally the way it works, right? But this time it's like, okay, This is either going to be really, really smart and silly, or it's going to be really, really stupid, and they're going to change his name. Smart and silly is funny because like he's got the Born Nasty Tron, but he doesn't have his name on it. So like they could be changing his name. They're walking a line here, and I'm curious and nervous because Mike Santana makes his way into NXT officially, but we don't know who he is. He's here despite having been on the show about 5 times already.
This shit is hilarious that they did he's here for Mike Santana, who, yes, has showed up on this show as the TNA champion, but we're not supposed to know who he is.
Yeah.
They even did it. I don't know if you saw the YouTube, the WWE YouTube.
Yeah. They're like, wow, he's here.
Yeah, it's the exact headline is developing a new superstar emerges in shocking moment.
And it doesn't have anything in the description with his name.
A new superstar makes his presence felt.
There it is. Yeah, a new superstar. Why? What's the point? I mean, I know what the point is, but like,
they didn't say his name on commentary either, did they?
No, they did not.
They're gonna change his name.
They're gonna call him Big Fat Fan #2.
They're gonna 100% change his name. It's gonna be hilarious.
The name that he's had for the past 15, 20 years in wrestling, in every other company he's ever worked in. This is the guy that you might actually change his name. It's incredible. This again,
they don't care.
That's fair. I'll play other side. Maybe. And again, I'm really using the maybe to stretch it as much as I can. Maybe there's a wait for the trademark to pull through. Maybe there's a conversation.
He owns the trademark.
I know. I'm saying maybe there's a larger conversation going on about the trademark. And again, I see that face, and I agree with you. I am equally skeptical of my own words, but it's like, why? Yeah, watch them edit the song and skip over the part that literally says Santana. They're just talking about the artist Santana, the musician, Carlos Santana.
I don't think they have a sense of humor enough to do this as just a bit.
What's his name going to be?
What have they trademarked recently?
Oh, that'll come up in the next couple of days. But though last time we played that game, Naraku showed up.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Raijin Gaijin.
I don't think that was ever a thing.
No, it was just a name that they trademarked for no reason.
I mean, they probably used it for a reason, but...
Filed the trademark in May. Yeah, he's Nox Raijin. Mike Tito Puente. Nasty Bunny. He's going to team up with Bad Bunny.
What have they trademarked recently?
There was one recently. Everything has been like Japanese trademark, like Japanese words and sentences.
I don't think that's fully true, so I'm going to check.
A bunch of the stuff that's been reported lately have been Japanese words and sentences.
The Nomad, that's clearly him.
I'm pretty sure that is in fact.
Maybe he is Kyoki.
That's the one. That's Kyoki. That's not him.
Yeah, they haven't trademarked anything that would go into what potentially would be Mike Santana, unless he's Kyoki.
I don't think he's Kyoki. Santino too. Oh no, wait, he's not Italian.
Like, I hope it's a bit that they're doing. I don't trust them to do bits.
I don't either. Going by every time a TNA wrestler has moved over, they've kept their name so far. Like in the partnership, Jordan Grace kept her name. Joe Hendry kept his name.
Yeah, you couldn't really change Joe Hendry's name.
Well, you could, but chose not to.
His entire character dies if you change his name.
God forbid Joe Hendry find a different character or a different gimmick.
It's completely gone if you change his name.
Well, it's okay. You got the Tandem concert next week that I will not be watching.
Coward.
Do I really want to watch Danhausen sing poorly while the same 4 chords are strummed on the guitar poorly?
Sounds like hilarity to me.
Well, enjoy Raw, I guess, because I sure shit didn't enjoy this week's.
Yeah, you did like a 40-minute post show. SP3 and I were cackling about that yesterday.
Yeah, 45 minutes, because what the hell were we going to talk about? Shield War?
That shit was hilarious.
Why would anyone spend an hour talking about... Wade Keller spent 3 hours doing a Raw post, and I was like, the fuck are you talking about? And then I listened, and I was like, okay, you went on a bunch of tangents. But that, with commercials, so let's say 2:30.
That's still insane.
Still too much. Still too much. I know. And he brings on people, and I think they had like a last minute live correspondent who came in, but it was just ridiculous.
Denise did like 30 minutes. People were saying.
Sure,
Plus.
I get it. I also think Denise usually does shorter reviews, doesn't she? Because she does watch-alongs. And then
she does watch-alongs.
So like for her at that point, I would also be burnt out regardless of what company it is. I'm pretty like in and out on a review because I just watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just... It was the most mid-card Raw you can ever have. Like, it really was. It was all building to the mid-card SummerSlam show. It was, and SummerSlam's in a week. Amazing. All the matches are going to be announced on Friday and Monday.
They've announced a fair few of them.
The rest of the matches will be announced, like the next title matches. So the U.S. title match, I assume a women's tag match, and who has the SmackDown titles?
What do you mean? The one's vacant.
What?
The women's title's vacant. Or there's an interim title. Oh, that's Raw.
SmackDown tag titles, I said.
The SmackDown tag team. Truth and Priest.
Truth and Priest. They still have that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, we'll see what they do. But I'm sure they'll do Corbin and Trick. Corbin and Trick. Maybe add in Mello and do a triple threat or something for the ESPN show. The Nomad returns to ESPN. Anyway, that Raw was terrible. It was not good. I did not enjoy. I tore it to thread. I spent a solid 5 minutes talking about why you unbutton your suit jacket when you sit down, because Paul Heyman doesn't do that. That's a bad look. Unbutton your suit jacket when you sit down. Yes, it was. Do we know what the Royal Redemption trademark was for? Well, tonight on AEW Dynamite, they're probably going to announce a battle royal that includes the Rougeaus, at which point Jacques Rougeau is going to win the Royal Redemption and get a match against Kenny Omega that he's going to win, and then he's going to go on to All In and get Will Ospreay for the title. That is a very deep cut that if you're in the Ottawa region, you will absolutely understand. But to bring it to light, Jacques Rougeau booked himself to go over in his own Rumble against a whole bunch of talent and give himself a title belt out of it. That was at a recent show. That was the one where what's his face showed up that everyone started talking about. Oh my God. Everyone wants him in the Hall of Fame, but he said he didn't ever get the call.
Jeff Hardy.
Nope, definitely not him. Come on, it's gonna kill me. But either way,
Rick Martel.
Well, yeah, it was Rick Martel. He was on that show. Yeah, so that was it. And that's what you can expect for the Royal Redemption. Half of that is true. Yeah, Speedball wins and gets the match against any champion he wants it all in. Goes after the national title.
Mark Davis gonna drop him on his head again.
Well, there are worse things. Anyway, NXT overall was a show.
I can't believe they had Naraku lose again. He's buried.
He is. It's over. Him and Big Fat Fan can go make a tag team. Mason Rook.
They've given up on Mason Rook.
It's kind of incredible how much they just do not care about the people. They bring them in, they do a big match with them, and then they're like, we tried. But they didn't. So it's okay. According to Bruce Pritchard, you really have to take your time with these people. You really have to make sure that they're ready for it. You got to make sure. If they're not sure, then it's going to fail. Everything's going to fail. So we have to book them exactly perfectly. Otherwise, they're going to be a big failure.
All these guys are failures.
They're big failures. Jose liked Reina Vulcan's presentation. Yeah, sure. She looked good. She did her thing. Her
match was too long.
It was actually a bit too long because they needed a reason to, I don't know, make Skylar, what's her name? Skyby? Sky Ray? Sky Blue?
Skylar Ray.
Skylar Ray?
Yeah.
Skylar Bay. Anyway, they needed a reason to make her, earn her locker spot, because if there's one thing we know about NXT is that there is a lack of lockers in the locker room, but she gets one.
I think it was just like, well, we had no women's wrestling on Raw. Let's at least have 5 minutes on NXT.
Yeah. And Lola's a terrible actress.
I want her to, she does the Ola.
The Ola Lola.
Ola Lola, Ola Kendall. She needs to do Ola, bitch, Ola.
Ola, bitches.
That should be the catchphrase.
Anyway, all of that was to lead to an underground match that they're going to do. So can't say I'm shocked. They did an underground match for Lola last time, and she's won them. So
yeah,
she's going to lose the first underground match, and then Kendall Gray is going to be the queen of the underground and the NXT champion. Is Mr. Iguana hurt?
Just doing like AAA stuff. He just wrestled on one of the recent AAA shows.
Did he? I have not seen him, and I guess that's my fault for not watching the most recent episode.
2 episodes ago, I believe.
Not the live one. The last of the triple taping that happened, I guess. It wasn't on the live one. Okay. Yeah, that's another one where I'm just like, that you have those mixed tag titles, and Lola's the only one walking around with them. It's like she gets to come through the portal, but anyway, that's
well, they don't like. Sure, but Mr. Iguana isn't like part of NXT in that way.
I mean, he could be. He could be a big star for them, just like Joe Hendry.
They don't love him like that.
Just like Danhausen.
Okay.
Did that work? Did I get it?
Yeah, Danhausen did show up. That was not like weird or anything, but that was very much of, we need Danhausen everywhere.
What? Like
it made sense doing the Shiloh Hill thing. Like the connection was there with the teeth and stuff. But after he was in 20 segments on Raw, then he shows up on NXT. And it was like all Danhausen all the time right now.
Everyone was so excited because of what happened on Saturday night's main event. And after that, it's just like, we got to put Danhausen on the show more. He's moving the needle. And it's like, you're going to move that needle all the way down because he's going to be on every show and people are going to get burnt out on Danhausen. He's great. Nobody's taken away from the fact that he's so entertaining, but like there is a moment where you got to pull back, and he's going to be on SummerSlam. So you bet your ass he'll be on Raw while he's doing the tandem concert. We'll see if he shows up on SmackDown on Friday. CM Punk versus Danhausen is Saudi Mania.
It might happen.
It could happen. He did show up and told Riyadh how much he loved being here.
Yeah.
So it's possible. That's just... Yeah, it's strange. I like Danhausen. I don't want to say I'm burnt out on Danhausen. I'm not. I'm kind of curious about what you can keep doing with him to keep him fresh. The Shiloh thing was cute, and it wasn't inoffensive. It made sense considering, again, teeth.
Yeah, it was one little backstage segment.
That's why I'm just like, it happened. It's just like, really, after like a full like Danhausen full court spread, so to speak, where we're continuing this. All right, sure. He should be on. He should be on SmackDown.
Yeah, he does this stuff with Miz and Kit on SmackDown and Cardona. He'll be on SmackDown.
Yeah, he's going to bring back Matt Cardona as Zack Ryder. It's going to happen.
It's going to be insane when Danhausen has more TV time this week than every single woman on the roster combined.
Whose Bitcoin do you think he stole? Because is it going to end up being that he stole Tristan's and then Danhausen and Tristan have a match?
No.
All right. Well, it's good. They do tend to leave these things completely unused, but if I was me, I would probably pay off the Bitcoin thing, because if there's one thing Triple H loves, and Shawn Michaels, stolen property matches.
Do they love those matches?
Oh my God. Stealing shit and having feuds over them? That's their bread and butter when there's no title involved.
Okay.
Bracelets?
All right.
Jackets? There have been recent ones. Should be the Vanity Project Bitcoin. That should be fine. John Cena's NFT. That thing's not worth any money. You can't steal that because you can't see it. Knicks jerseys. That's right. Knicks jerseys. That's the one you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Telling you, man, they only book titles and stolen property.
Yeah. I mean, they like to just add stuff for reasons.
I'm surprised they haven't stolen the PS5 from the Judgment Day clubhouse.
That shit's too expensive.
It's true. You think Finn took it in the divorce?
No, because it's not on SmackDown. They haven't really done the clubhouse in a while. The clubhouse is just them standing around now.
It's true. Trying to bully people like it's high school. Give me your lunch money. I don't have your lunch money. Go get your lunch money. You have 30 seconds. Okay. And then he goes out to the ring and he says, I have the lunch money and I'm going to give it to all of you. That was surprisingly a very good Danhausen impression from me this time. Anyway, so yeah. What else happened on the show on NXT that was worth?
Thea Hail, we got Thea Hail minutes. Let's go.
So Thea Hail comes out and she goes into that locker room second. She opens up the show, so she's a through thread for at least half of it.
That's right.
And she tries to talk to Stone, and Stone's like, I ain't got time for this shit. And so she leaves.
Terrible GMing, by the way.
Well,
if Thea Hail wants to talk, you listen.
And you know what? Thea Hail, you know what she should do? She should slap the shit out of Robert Stone and have him have a match against him at Heatwave. And then Robert Stone is going to lose, and then all the other heels should start trying to bully Robert Stone to get a match with him, because that's the only way that you can get matches in WWE now, is to bully the GM until they say, I'm going to have a match with you.
I'm fine with that. Whatever gets Thea Hail more television time.
So Thea Hail can't get any television time, except for the fact that she got more television time when she walked into the locker room later to say a bunch of words about being overlooked and saying she's been here for a long time. And meanwhile, we're like, you're 23 years old.
She has been there for a while.
Yeah, been there for a long time. And everyone else just looks at her like she's crazy, but she's been there a long time. And she's like, I don't get any opportunities. I get no respect around here. I get no
Factual.
And then Jada Parker and Jada Parker and
Natty
Kendall have some words, and Ren is an anxious mess, and Jada's like, no, it's fine. I'm going to beat up Natty and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, the Natty thing, they got the towel. And you got, what's her face? The Evolve Women's Champion, Nikita Lyons.
Nikita Lyons, yeah. Why aren't we talking more about Thea Hail? Well, what are you doing, Robert Stone?
They got a towel, and then they go out to the ring for the match, and they've got towels. Carmen Petrovic and what's her face with the towel. And so later in the match with Jada and Natty, Jada's got a sharpshooter on, and while Natty's half wincing in pain and unable to get to the ropes, all of a sudden the towel gets thrown in the ring. Who threw the towel? Thea Hail, because that's where we're going next.
Thea Hail is going to beat Natty's ass. That's right.
I don't think so. Natty's going to be made whole again for her loss.
Nah, Thea Hail's going to win. She's going to shoot on Natty like she did Blake Monroe.
She's going to win Natty. Oh, it's going to be great. I can't say what I was about to say because people will
Coward.
That's fair. No, I'll put it in the private chat in a minute, but anyway.
All right, I'll say that Joel was going to say this.
Do not. Okay. No, never mind. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, now you have to do it.
Oh, now
I won't say it.
Okay, fine. There. Because she's a sociopath.
Oh, that's not like terrible.
No, that's fine. She's gonna skin Natty's cats on the air because Thea Hail's a sociopath. You happy?
Yeah, that's not terrible. Like they killed a dog and chopped them up and fed them to somebody. Like
that was 20 years ago.
Well, they still did it. Skinning cats is like, all right, sure.
I like the idea of Thea Hail winning the Knockouts digital media championship, because that's what it basically is. The Knockouts TV title and losing it to Natty. Here's the thing. If Thea Hail wins it, she technically has to defend it only on Impact. Because that's what we've been told.
Natty can go to TNA. Natty's been wanting to go to TNA.
They've all been wanting to go to TNA.
Including the one like, at least I can get television time over here.
That's fair. Including the woman who's the subject of our thumbnail today.
Yeah.
Remember when everyone was like, oh, Bayley wants to go to TNA? And everyone's like, she ain't going to TNA.
I'm sure she wanted to, because again, she's like, at least I can get matches here.
Well, he was filleted, not chopped up. Get your theories right.
Regardless, they killed that dog and fed him to his owner.
Wow. So anyway, all of this to say, Thea Hail is going to win a title, and Natty's going to take it from her.
Very happy to see the GOAT Thea Hail on the show last night.
Should have been in the main event. Should have beaten Naraku and then beat Tony D'Angelo. Agreed. What was Tony D wearing? He's wearing like this Proud Boy looking vest, and it's too small. It's like a crop top bulletproof vest.
I refuse to talk about that match because it did not start in the streets.
And also, whatever.
Street fight that didn't start in the streets do not exist to me. That's my new rule.
It happened, and that was it. But Mike Santana is allegedly part of the NXT roster.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Through all this, I just want to say Mimosa Joe is the greatest champ of all time, is the greatest of all time, MVP of the Dark Side of the Ring season. Got to get that ass. Yes, I did see the Mimosa Joe talking about why he took a booking,
respect it,
booking, because he wanted to go get some from his girlfriend. Now, did he say it was his wife now? Like,
yeah, it's his wife now.
Same woman who would become his wife.
Yeah.
Good for him, man. Go get it however you can. Free tickets, go ride.
Yeah, I gotta watch that episode. I've not watched it yet. I typically don't watch the Dark Side stuff live. I usually watch it the next day. So it's the next day, and I will watch it later on.
Yep, I will catch the full thing later. I just saw bits and pieces of it because the internet. And yesterday was a bit of a shit show. So, Bayley. She's not on TV. I mean, she was on Saturday, and then everyone saw her get beat up by Lyra Valkyria. And then now the prevailing sentiment amongst a lot of fans online is that she has been written off WWE TV, and Fightful Select had an update on what's going on with Bayley. And the answer is basically, well, she does have a contract that comes due at some point. Many believe that it's the end of this year. We talked about this on Monday as well. The fact that Bayley's contract is potentially coming up, and we had no idea if she had re-signed, and our Fightful Select reporting had said the same thing. We don't know if she's re-signed, but many have kind of mentioned, if you're in her shoes, you might consider waiting closer into the negotiation period, because if you don't think AEW is interested in her, then I have a bridge to sell you. But Bayley is a very interesting topic with a lot of fans because she is both underutilized yet underappreciated and knows how to be
Wait, why would you use yet there? Underutilized yet underappreciated. Usually those goes hand in hand. There's no yet.
Let me use words, okay? I didn't say I used the good words. I just used words. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just here, okay? Physically, not so much. Mentally, not at all. Either way, we don't know where Bayley's going to land. She could stay with WWE. She could go elsewhere. She could make a lot of money wherever she goes. And right now, there's certainly pros and cons to both. But she's a hot topic because of what happened on Saturday and what's going on. You use the words wrong. You shut up is what you need to do. Ball up. Love you. Where's Bayley going to go? Because she has every opportunity. She wants to go to AEW. She gets to be a new star in a big pond and work with some of her good friends. She's been to shows for AEW before. She supports Mercedes, and Mercedes loves to troll people by putting up match graphics for AEW with her face and Bayley's in them, and that immediately starts the conversations. There's signings, conventions that she can sign on to. She can do outside appearances if she were to go to AEW. She could stay with WWE, stick with the machine that she very much knows and has been part of for the better part of 10 years. Beyond that now, probably about 12, 13 years. Grew up in that system in a lot of ways and has become a voice in that locker room that is both listened to, heard from, and coaching. So I'm not sure what she wants to do, what her mentality is. Does she want something new? Does she want to stick around? Does she care if she's prevalent on TV? Would she rather be working backstage? Does she want to transition to a different role? Those are a lot of questions that we're not going to get an answer to unless she addresses them. But the doors are wide open for Bayley as soon as a few months from now. Your thoughts?
I think she'll eventually come back to WWE TV and further blow things off with Lyra. After that, I do not know. Like, maybe I don't know when her contract is up. That's the difficult part. Some people are saying it's through the end of the year. Some people are saying it's October. So without knowing that, it can be difficult to determine what they're going to do, because I don't think they're going to keep her on the sidelines for the entire year. If it ends in October, let's say beginning of October, then you're only looking at 2 months. And it's like, all right, yeah, maybe she stays on the sidelines for 2 months until her contract's up. I think she'd be wise to see what else is out there as far as just all right, what's the money here? What's the opportunity here? I don't think she's going to be lacking for money or opportunity, especially if she leaves WWE, there's a 99% chance she's going to AEW. I'm not going to put it at 100 because that acts like it's a guaranteed thing, or that like I have the information, which I don't. But there's a 99% chance she's going to AEW based on who is there, what we believe her goals to be as well. So she'd be wise to at least think about that, see what the offer might be. I would like to see her in AEW. I'm speaking strictly as a fan right now. I don't know her mindset. I don't know what she wants. I don't know the full-on relationships she has with certain people, because it can be difficult for some of these people to leave not only the relationships you've created in the locker room, but the relationships you've created with production and writing and all, and people like that. So that might be difficult for her. But speaking as a fan, I'd like to see her in AEW because I don't know what else she's doing in WWE. She's kind of worked with everybody. They've kind of shown you what they see their position for her to be. If she's happy with that, then cool. In interviews, she doesn't always seem thrilled with that. I'll go back to the WrestleMania last year where she was taken out and Becky returned. Even the WrestleMania this year, it looked like Bayley and Lyra were being positioned to win the titles, and then hey, here comes Paige, and now they did Paige instead. So I don't know what she feels with the booking stuff there, but I do think at the very least, AEW is going to present new opportunities. Like on top of the Mercedes stuff, there's just so many people for her to wrestle that we haven't seen before, and I want to see those matches. I want to see what she can do in that kind of environment.
Are you saying you're looking forward to Bayley versus Camille?
I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Wow. But also, I get it. Yeah, the possibility to be working outside of the bubble you've been in for a long time is a huge one for fans. I think everyone would love to see a new coat of paint on Bayley. Maybe even you spell your name differently, Baili or something like that. I feel like that would be good enough, right? Just make a small.
Just be Pam. Just Pam.
Just Pam? No, Pam. I mean it's just Bayley with an I.
Pam.
Baili. Works for other wrestlers who are coming out of their 90 days, so why not?
Pam.
They're going to think she's Pam from The Office. There's opportunity for Bayley. And again, from a money standpoint, going back to this is, as Ryan Lambert, I think it was Ryan who said in the chat, if you can get a no-cut clause with WWE at a time when a lot of people are being offered less money or being told that salary capping is happening or they're being asked to restructure deals, you got to be able to cut a good deal that shows your value and shows that you can't get cut. But that's also a tall task in the WWE world right now, in the TKO world. So if she wants to be unfuckwittable, so to speak, then she's got to get no cut contract with WWE, or she can go to AEW, where, as our reporting had noted, the contracts run as long as they run, and you stay if you're good and you leave if you're not. Easy as that. Plus the outside opportunities.
I mean, I don't think she's going to get like a no-cut contract with WWE.
I don't either. Doesn't mean
sure
part of a conversation.
Right. Like, I'm sure she would like that. I'm sure a lot of wrestlers would like that. They don't like but so many people to give them that type of deal. Like, I think she would, again, be wise to see what else is out there. I'm sure she knows what's out there and knows, like, what the offer would be. Not even from, like, a tampering perspective. Because by all accounts, Tony's not talking to these people. But that ain't stopping other people from talking to these people. So, yeah, like I'm sure I could be completely off base. I don't fully know this kind of stuff, but hypothetically, I'm sure wrestler A talks to wrestler B. I won't use real names or actual names. I'm sure wrestler A talks to wrestler B. We'll call it wrestler AEW talks to wrestler WWE, and wrestler AEW says, yeah, I make this much over here. I bet you can make this much over here. I bet we can like work this out for this, and this person might make this much. And then wrestler WWE is like, oh, that sounds pretty good. Again, I don't think anybody's directly talking to Tony. Just like I don't think anybody's directly. Well, Triple H might be a different thing because he didn't seem to care when it came to Swerve and Aleister Black and all those guys.
What are you up? We got you up.
But yeah, everybody's got 8. It's the same thing. And by the way, folks, this is the same shit when it comes to basketball. All right, like people are like, how is this deal done so quickly? Didn't free agency just open? Yeah. The teams might not be talking to these players, but all the agents are talking and everything. So this is how it just works when it comes to sports negotiating and everything.
Yeah, everything runs in a weird gray area with back channeling. The talent doesn't talk to the person, but someone speaks on behalf of the talent.
Yeah, that's just how it works. So I'm sure Bayley knows probably what's out there for her. Whether or not she wants to go forward with that is up to her, and we shall see.
Yeah, she has again ample opportunities, but it would be very funny. I'm picturing anytime Bayley's been at an AEW show and she sees Tony, and Tony's just like la 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 la, and just walks right by her and does not even like try to associate, and Bayley just being like, oh, did I do something wrong? And everyone just be like, no, he doesn't trust other people coming in to have those conversations just in case he can't help himself. So Jericho's going to talk to you in a little bit instead. But no, they all talk to each other. That's the thing. All these wrestlers do talk to each other. Whether it's a group chat, whether they all came up together in a lot of the same circles. Some of them went from WWE to AEW. Some of them went back and forth, whatever. So like there is a camaraderie there. There's an understanding there. Whether or not they know how much each other is making, that's a different conversation. Whether or not they're comfortable, I don't know. But I do know that if they're going to talk, then they're going to ask, "Hey, what's it like working there?" If I wanted to work for another organization, company, whatever, I'm going to ask people who work there, "Hey, what's it like for real?" Because an HR person is going to tell me everything's hunky dory, but someone who's down on the ground doing the work is going to tell me maybe something different. At that point, maybe I'm not so interested in joining that company anymore. So. If everybody talks, then you may as well listen. As for Bayley, I said this on the Saturday Night's Main Event post show. She is so well defined. That role model gimmick is so well defined literally everywhere but WWE. Because she has done stuff with her Lodestone camp that a lot of wrestlers don't get to. And the fact that WWE is the one that continues to push that initiative for her, I mean, that's, I'm sure, helpful. They see the value in her, but they also see it as an opportunity for them to scout female talent for free. So it's a little bit two-sided. At least the latest one in Vegas was. And I don't know what Bayley feels about that. I don't know if she enjoys that the company's in on it, because the first one was very much she's pulling on her friendships, her relationships to bring in a lot of talent. And yes, a lot of them are WWE, but like there was kind of a side understanding, and this time around it felt a little more like WWE was involved because it was Vegas and WrestleMania week, and things were just kind of, it felt different. So I don't know what the Lodestone camp would look like moving forward if she stayed with WWE, and if that would be something that she'd even want to keep doing. But they see her as a coach. They definitely see her as someone who can bring people in and learn from. Whether or not that's something Bayley wants to do at this point in her career, that's another question.
It depends on what she again wants for her future. I still think she wants to wrestle, but does she? There's a higher future upside in WWE than there is in AEW. Simply because there's just like more roles in WWE. Now, you probably have better security in AEW if you get one of these roles, but there's just less roles to go around. Because WWE, you have two brands. You have NXT, you have the Performance Center, you have AAA. Like you have the amount of scouting that they do and the ID program and things like that. There's just more roles available for people. You see it with AJ Styles. AJ Styles retires and he's doing his podcast every week, and he has the role that he has. AEW, there's just not as many of those spots available. There's a few coaching spots. There's a few producing spots, but a lot of those are taken up and everything. And some people, I think, do kind of just stay in WWE because it's like, well, even after I retire or potentially wind down, I can get the role here. I've already got the respect here, like from a lot in the locker room. I already know the system and everything. Like I can make it work here. But she could do that in 3 years if she wants. If she doesn't want to, continue. If she wants to keep wrestling, she could go to AEW for 3 years. Probably 3 years later, come back and join WWE. And if she wants to coach then, be a coach. Like, it'd probably work out just fine for her. Again, I'd like to see her in AEW. I want to see her actually presented on television, actually wrestle. The Lyra match was the damn best match on the show at Saturday Night's Main Event. It helped that Lyra's nose got busted, and so there was some extra aggressiveness and gravity to the match, but she's still really good in the ring. She's still a good character when they allow her to actually do a character and not do it for 2 weeks and then, hey, let's knock it off type of thing. But they've positioned her where they've positioned her, and it's probably not going to go any further.
Yeah, and they've shown time and again when it came to booking Bayley that she is where she is. They'll give her a title, they'll give her the opportunities, and she'll do great. But they never saw her as like, we're going to base an entire division on you publicly on television. It was always like, you're going to prop up everybody with the work you do backstage. And again, maybe she likes that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if she wants the spotlight. I don't know if she wants to be that person, but every time she's been given an opportunity, she's certainly done her best to work with it. Especially once they turned her in the pandemic. I mean, that's when things really took off and she was doing some of her best work. She found something with that haircut. And next thing you knew, like, she's been a totally different person. Ryan Lambert saying she's in the Dolph Ziggler role. I'm not fully there, but I understand where you're coming from, which is why she's going to go to TNA next. Knockouts champion Davina.
I think she has better options than TNA.
How dare you? Number 2 company that's currently in so much danger, according to the guy who said that it was the number 2 company 6 months ago.
Wasn't it a year ago?
A year ago, you're right.
I love how they've lost ground in that year.
As one does.
Like, they haven't gained any ground, that's for sure. They've lost ground at this point.
Yeah, but it was certainly a choice. These people all saying number 2 all just wanted a job. That's really all it was.
They want a job. They're creating clicks and engagement and everything, and it works. Like,
yeah, that's it. Well, it works. It works until we stop paying attention to them. But we're stuck in this stupid feedback loop where we have to.
Until we stop paying attention to them. I've said this for years, and here they still are.
I'm not against anything you're saying here. I'm agreeing that this is something I wish we could stop, but we're stuck with it.
They continue to. I stopped paying attention, and I haven't wanted to cover comments by people like Bischoff in forever. And yet, we keep having to cover these comments. We do it less than other websites, but, like, we still do it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah, not the way I would do it, but this is how they want to run their stupid conversations. You gotta give them clickbaity articles, or at least. And that, give them clickbaity comments, and then complain when the clickbaity comments are clickbaited. And they're like, they're taken out of context. It's like, no. Those were your words.
It's not even that it's taken out of context. It's just your words are stupid.
No, don't use that word. It's very
true.
Thank you, Louis, for the money. Did we mention the NWA? Is that why he gave us money?
Did we mention the NWA?
I don't think we did. I think he just had a lapse in judgment.
I don't remember mentioning the NWA.
Or he likes us.
Maybe.
I would advise against it.
Yeah.
Stupid. You think Randy Orton would be well aware of the conversation? Anyway, yeah. So with Bayley, again, sky's the limit where she could go next. But I'm curious. Like you, I didn't think that Saturday was a write-off so much as it was maybe a couple of weeks to, get her off to what comes next, which is probably Lyra versus Sol Ruka for the Intercontinental Women's Championship, and then Bayley versus Lyra for that title. That's where I'm seeing it going right now for the immediate future, next few weeks, let's say. They could do an Intercontinental Women's Championship match at SummerSlam between those two. I wouldn't hate seeing both women on the card, but they gotta make that happen. And it looks like the Raquel Rodriguez match will happen next week with Sol. And I assume Sol wins, and then Lyra gets involved and either calls her out immediately or they just do it afterwards, after SummerSlam. But I see Bayley coming back if Lyra beats Sol for the Intercontinental Women's Championship.
I don't know if Lyra's going to win. I mean, maybe she should, but I've kind of seen Lyra as the champion. This is a different character. Like, yeah. I'm not mad if Lyra wins it. I
like the idea of Lyra winning and like that white belt that she would carry around being just destroyed. Not physically destroyed, but like just gets dirty and grimy. And eventually the person who wins it gets to shine it up and make it look nice. That's why it's like with Bayley, it would have to be not Bayley winning the feud. So I'd like, again, to me, Lyra winning the women's championship, the Intercontinental Women's title, and then it gets grody and gross, and eventually, just like Hangman taking the title out of the briefcase, I get it, different gravity. The idea being that shining up that title and bringing it back to prominence, quote unquote, is the next step for my headcanon. Lyra goes on a run. Please don't send Zelina Vega to TNA. Please stop.
X-Lena.
Selena. I can't even. No. I get it's a mid-card title. Keep relax. I get it. I'm trying to make it at least somewhat useful.
None of these titles are useful.
Oh, that's fair.
X-Lena.
X-Lena. I get that. Listen, just like the Suat, I'm just gonna have to call her X-Lena. Yeah, she has been in TNA. Has X-Lena. She's gonna go and beat up another Zaya, Brookside or formerly Lee. No, Zelina would not be great for TNA. She'd be terrible for my health. Well, at least I know she wouldn't be watching the post show, or maybe she would. Who knows? Ugh, cowards.
Coward.
I would absolutely keep bringing up TNA Unprompted even more if she joined. It would make it even worse. Anyway, what else is there to talk about? AEW Dynamite is tonight. There's a pay-per-view.
Yeah, this pay-per-view is something.
This is TSN's fault, okay? This is all the sports network in Canada's fault. Posting videos being like, Kenny Omega is going for title number 2. This is his redemption. And everyone's like, yeah. No, there is no live TNA show until the end of July 30th. So there you go. Thankfully, this is the last taped show on Thursday. And then they do a live show on the 30th. And then they don't do a live one again until after lockdown. Yeah, anyway, Redemption's happening. TSN is to blame, and Kenny Omega's already champion.
Now, the pay-per-view is going to be great. Don't get me wrong. Like, the wrestlers are going to wrestle, but I haven't been feeling this build too much.
Very quick turnaround and very quick movement to get there.
It's not even the turnaround. I think the biggest thing is MJF missing this pay-per-view messed up a lot of things. I don't think there's any other way to put it. This pay-per-view looks a lot better if the main event is Kenny and MJF and you have Darby and Kevin Knight later on the card. Like it looks a lot more cohesive. And that's not what the card is. So like it's still gonna be a good show and everything. The tag team division's weird. I don't know why Cope and Christian are facing Claudio and Pac while Ospreay and Moxley are facing the Young Bucks. Like, I kind of get the Ospreay, Moxley, Young Bucks stuff because of like the Kenny and Ospreay stuff, but it's like, I don't know. That doesn't feel like there's been a real great build to it, or any real like build or tension between the Bucks and Ospreay and Moxley. It's just they're connecting to Kenny. Like, it's just strange. This isn't even like how dare they put on good shows on Wednesday. Like, it objectively, putting that match on Wednesday, which was a great match, and I'm not mad at it, but it objectively hurt the build to this pay-per-view.
Yep.
Because instead of getting the match on pay-per-view, now we're getting kind of a cold Kevin Knight against Kenny Omega match. It's going to be a great match. Like, I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I'm sure people will give it 5.5 stars. It's going to be a great match. You can't tell me it's a bigger match than Omega and MJF. It's not. It's just not. Omega and MJF is a much bigger match, and would have been a much bigger match on this pay-per-view than Omega and Kevin Knight is. Kevin Knight and Darby Allin kind of deserved a pay-per-view spot based on, how the pay-per-view Double or Nothing ended with Kevin Knight taking him out and the whole story there. Instead, they're doing it on Wednesday before Kevin Knight gets a title shot, and you've either ruined the outcome of the match because it's like, well, yeah, Kevin Knight probably shouldn't lose before he's about to challenge for the pay-per-view, or you're going to have Kevin Knight lose before he challenges for the world title for the pay-per-view. Like, there's just no great scenario there. Like, I'm cool. I'm glad they put on these matches on free TV. It's great, but sometimes it does hurt your pay-per-view. It hasn't. Now, look, it hasn't. This is the first time that it really has, because they've done big matches on free TV leading up to other pay-per-views. Darby Allin was wrestling great matches on free TV all the way up to the MJF match to Double or Nothing. It's like, wow, how's this match on free TV? And it was great. But then you still got the match you were kind of most interested in at Double or Nothing when he faced MJF. So, like, it's just, for this particular thing, it's kind of hurt things. Yeah.
There's nothing I can really add. I see chats talking about, am I in the minority because I want great wrestling and I don't care about stories? I don't want to say you're in a minority or a majority. I like when the two work together. I think a good story pushes the boundary of what a wrestling match can be. If you like the way moves look in the ring and that's good enough for you, great. There's nothing wrong with that way of watching wrestling. If you're someone who wants to see a match unfold because of the beats that were told in a story that eventually play into the match itself, then I understand why there's something lacking in that. It was the quick turnaround was going from Kenny and MJF to Kevin Knight. It was just immediately setting up as a bit of a whiplash because you went into expecting Redemption to be Kenny and MJF, and then once MJF was off the table, you almost expected we got to do something of equal or better value. And that's not a knock at Kevin Knight, but the way that he is presented on AEW television, he is not the main eventer. He is not the former 3-time AEW world champion. He's a great TNT champion. He's getting better. He's getting a push, and this is a great opportunity for him. But the way that this has been set up seems very just kind of like, we did it because this is just what we're going to do. I don't know what the main event on the show is at this point, because there are a lot of matches that if you look at the star power, it's like half-half. There's an excuse to make Tekla and Willow Nightingale the main event on the show. Don't look at me like that. Just because Kenny's from Canada and the world title doesn't mean that it's going to be the main event. You can have Willow win and have it be her redemption moment, and then out comes Mercedes Moné and they do a stare down.
All right.
It could be Chris Jericho winning a big no holds barred match in the main event over Tommaso Ciampa. Canadian.
All right.
But I'm saying there is I understand people saying Kenny is the main event. I get it. But at the same time, like,
well, legitimately, what else is there besides Thekla and Willow?
that's it. I mean, you can make an argument that Cage and Cope's tag match is good enough to do it because name value
Against Pac and Claudio?
value to fans might dictate that Cage and Cope, who are both Canadian, going up against Claudio and Pac, who are both known guys, could be another main event match. I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, but I'm saying I understand.
You have a better argument. This is going to be the opener, but you have a better argument for Bucks, Moxley, and Ospreay.
Sure.
You at least got 4 top
There you go, main
stars
event.
in that one.
Sure, there you go. There's another main event option for you: the Bucks and Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley.
Yeah, that has a better argument than Cope and Christian against Pac and Claudio.
You threw out ideas. I gave you reasoning. I didn't say it was going to be the answer. I was just giving
That reasoning sucked.
Well, that's why I didn't stand by it. I just said it could be one of those.
It couldn't be, though. It couldn't.
I don't know who's making those decisions.
There's a 0% chance.
There you go. Someone in the chat saying I could be Willow and Tekla. As I
Yes, I think Willow and Thekla, there's an argument there. I'm not mad if it's Willow and Thekla. There's an argument for that. I still think it's going to be Kenny, but I can see the argument for Willow and Thekla. That's the only one I see an argument for. And again, the Bucks match has a better argument than the tag team title match. People care way more about any of those 4 guys than they care about Death Rider B Team and Cope and Christian. Your argument is Canada. That's your argument for them.
Yes, of course it is the argument. But also, if you want to pop the crowd.
Yeah, but then why are you going to argue Thekla and Willow when the argument for Kenny is also Canada?
Because that's redemption number 2 for the redemption that already happened, which was Kenny winning. So we're going to give you, if you thought redemption was going to happen, we're going to give you the other redemption that we planned, and that's the Willow story.
Okay.
Tim McFall sends a super chat saying, I could see Mox and Ospreay versus the Bucks main event of New Day debut post.
They're not free.
A lot of options for the main event. I'm hoping we get something big. Yes, they are a week after that.
Yeah.
So at best, you can get Motor City Machine Guns in that class of releases. But New Day were released a week after. So as a result, the earliest that the New Day could show up would be the July 29th tapings in Detroit. No? August 2nd?
Yeah, I think it's even after that. Yeah.
So they can show up on the Collision completely unannounced, except for Friday at a 10 p.m. time slot that Tony Khan booked to head a ballpark to tell you that he's coming back.
Yeah. I don't think they can do
Can they sit front row? They
Detroit.
absolutely can. Who are they? I don't know. Who are those big jack guys?
Motor City, I don't think are going to show up at the pay-per-view. It's possible. It's technically allowed for them to show up there. That feels like they're probably just going to wait till Detroit.
Yeah, feels like they'll do that. Just do Detroit. Do a better show than WWE did in Detroit this past Monday. Very low bar. It's in hell. We'll see who shows up where. The Mexico, people saying though they can show up in Mexico for Grand Slam, I would not do that. I would have, if you're going to do anyone, it's the former Santos Escobar joining the CMLL.
He's still hurt.
He can still show up and cut a promo.
Yeah.
At a taped CMLL show? Taped AEW CMLL show?
No, probably not.
Well, we'll find out. Cope and Cage issue an open challenge in Detroit. They should do an open challenge to Detroit. Specifically, they want to fight the city of Detroit. That's what I would do. Anyway, Redemption's on. You've got Dynamite tonight in Nashville, Tennessee. TBS and Max. TNT title's on the line. Kevin Knight, the person who is going to be challenging for the AEW World title on Sunday. He's going to take on Darby Allin, the person who's been wanting to get at Kevin Knight ever since Kevin Knight turned on him at Double or Nothing. That's a match happening.
I'm looking forward to the match. It should be a really great match. Again, either you're having Kevin Knight, either having Kevin Knight lose before a challenge for the title, which I think would be stupid, or you just kind of gave away the ending and by doing this match. But it should be a really great match.
Yep. Darby Allin, new TNT champion. Let's go.
I think Darby Allin was going to win the title had this match been a redemption.
Yes, I fully agree with you. But we're doing it tonight, so it could be Could not be that way. I can tell you this much: if Darby wins, people are going to be wondering why Kevin Knight's getting the world title shot every day.
Yeah. That's why I don't think Darby can win.
Yes,
like,
I agree.
Kevin Knight winning makes the most sense. And honestly, Kevin Knight, had this just been the pay-per-view match and MJF faced Kenny, like Kevin Knight winning would have made sense there as well. Darby can lose. Darby's kind of made at this point. You establish Kevin Knight as a bigger threat, a bigger heel with victory. And going into now actually getting the championship match, like he needs that victory.
Time limit draw.
What's the time limit for TNT? In an hour?
Who knows?
Okay.
Whatever they say it is.
Okay.
Just like the Continental title. The women's tag titles are on the line. It's no disqualification. Divine Dominion take on the Sisters of Sin, who are the new Artists of Stardom champions, along with Tekla. So,
I think Divine Dominion continue to win, but this should be really good.
Yeah. I wonder who gets involved and why it's Mercedes Moné.
I think Tekla and Mercedes will kind of get involved.
Tekla and Willow Nightingale do have a face-to-face.
Willow's going to be called a dumb bitch, and it's going to be hilarious.
And then Willow's going to be like, I'm not a bitch, but if you want a bitch, I'll bitch you out at Redemption. And they'll say bitch 5 more times. Jay White takes on Clark Connors, a battle of the guns and dogs.
And Jay White's probably going to win. Should be a good match, though.
He's going to shoot a dog. That's upsetting. Skinning cats and shooting dogs. Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, and Jon Moxley turn up against the Don Callis. Is this the C team? Brian Cage, Hechicero, and Jake Doyle. Is this the C team?
Yeah, probably closer to C than B. B is kind of Mark Davis.
Wow.
And Mark Davis.
Jesus.
Mark Davis is the B team all by himself.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be Brian Cage since he is B? But I guess he's Cage, so he could be a C.
It's kind of a mixture because I think Jake Doyle is kind of B team as well.
Yeah.
But Hechicero's definitely C team. Brian Cage is closer to C than B. Like Rocky is C team, Trent C team. Yeah, so it's a mixture. Maybe B minus team.
Yeah, B minus. I was gonna say you take out Brian Cage and you put in Mark Davis, it becomes the B team.
Yeah,
it's one of those. Yeah,
yeah, because Hechicero C team though.
Yeah, you're trying to find the balance in the teams.
Nah, look, I like Hechicero. Like he's B team. He loses too much.
When was the last time he won a match in AEW? 1-on-1.
1-on-1?
Yeah, I know, right? We're gonna take a look.
Never.
Right? That's what I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look up AEW. I'm gonna look up Hechicero.
Never.
And we're gonna find out how many matches or when his last singles match win was. 2026, January 3rd, in a TNT title eliminator, he defeated Commander on Collision.
So he beat Top Flight C team member Commander.
Well, you know. Yeah. Other than that, what was the other match? He beat Commander again on a Rampage in 24. And then Kevin Blackwood, Matt Menard, Dalton Castle, and that was it. There you go. Hechicero.
It's a B minus team. It's a B minus team right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
They did win on Collision, so at least they got that going for them. The C team. The C plus, whatever they are.
C teamers never win. I mean, they win when they're just squashing people.
Yeah. Take a look at what happened on Saturday. Yeah. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. He had visa issues. He didn't have visa issues in January. It's July. It's the end of July.
Hechicero is closer to C team, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Didn't Hechicero beat Claudio? If he did, it happened in CMLL. We're talking about AEW, where the best allegedly wrestle.
Yeah, we're talking AEW.
Yeah. C team. Anyway. That's tonight's lineup for AEW Dynamite. I assume the main event will be the TNT title match. And not Kenny.
Hechicero can work himself to B team.
Yeah,
I'm not. I think Hechicero is closer to B than C.
He's closer to B than Brian Cage, tell you that much.
And Brian Cage is... We need to do, maybe SP3 and I will do this, the definitive, since we're in the Don Callis family, the definitive Don Callis family tier rankings. We need to do this to figure this out.
There's your time waster for tomorrow.
Yeah.
We are back tomorrow.
Who's the A team? Fletcher and Okada.
Yeah. And when he comes back, Josh Alexander. That's my own bias showing.
Hechicero might be higher than Alexander.
Wow. What about Big Jake? No.
Nah, Doyle's higher than Hechicero.
Yeah. Oh, Mark Davis would make him an A team. Come on, Aussie Open and Okada? Proto Okada Open?
What do you mean Mark Davis would make them A team?
If you're doing a 3-person A team for Don Callis family.
Oh, yeah. Mark Davis is like the highest member of the B team.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Fletcher, and Davis, you do Aussie Open Kata.
Yeah. Kyle, Okada, and Kevin Knight are the A team. Although Kevin Knight doesn't always feel like a Don Callis family member.
He's not. Let's face it. He's the guy who shows up.
Yeah, but that's the A team. Davis is still B team for right now. Doyle's B team. I'm actually considering Alexander's hurt. I'm okay if Hechicero is the third B team member if you have to put a 3 there. I still think he's closer to C, but if I have to put a third, I'm okay with that being Hechicero. And then you have Brian Cage, Rocky, Trent, and Archer. They're kind of C team. Clone's hurt. I can't go with people who are hurt. Like Wardlow's hurt, Josh is hurt. It's tough to know where they fit right now.
Yeah. I guess Clone is back, but yeah.
Is he?
Didn't he show up on CMLL because of the visa stuff?
I'm not counting CMLL.
No, but I'm saying he can show up is my point.
Okay, but he's not back in AEW.
No. But El Clone, yeah, he had a match at the at 73 at the anniversary.
Okay. Well, again, he hasn't shown up in AEW.
Oh.
That's all I care about.
That's fair. Super chat from Speed Punk saying, will they mention Hangman tonight on Dynamite? They certainly haven't done it so far. Remember when Hangman came back and said a lot of words and didn't come back?
Yeah, he's going after other titles.
He's going to have to.
And then he's probably not going to wrestle on Redemption. You would think they would have Hangman wrestle somebody on Redemption.
Who could he step to? Not like he can go after the national championship.
Yeah, most of the title matches are booked.
Yeah, they're all booked unless he goes after a Ring of Honor title.
Lee Moriarty.
Pure Hangman. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember when Hangman vanquished the Death Riders? He only made them stronger. Oh my God. Yeah, it should be Mercedes Moné versus Hangman. Winner gets the shot at All In.
Okay.
Hangman versus Willow for the AEW Women's World Title. Let's go.
El Clone is B+. You could do, like, they wouldn't do it, but just do Hangman and Darby for people like Delayed Gratz and Matthew who just want cool matches.
Yeah.
There's no story. They're just Hangman and Darby. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what they do. Well, I don't know if Hangman's going to be part of it.
I forgot it was Matthew or Henry. I apologize. I feel like it's both of you guys anyway.
Both of you. You're interchangeable in this case.
Yeah.
There's Henry saying me, please. It's both of you.
Yeah, just Hangman and Darby. Cool match. Let's do it.
Put some pyro in there. You're good to go. Yeah, Hangman's just going to have to go through the Don Callis family like everyone else.
Who is the A team of Fightful?
John Alba.
John Alba?
What? He's more reach than us.
Just because he's on the show with Sean?
Fine, it's us. We are the A team. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Happy?
I mean, I'm on the A team.
Shut up.
I mean, I don't run the website, but
you
factor in the website, and I kind of have to be.
Fair. Have you considered not running the website?
No, because I need to continue to make a lot of money.
No, you don't. Give up the money. You don't need it.
That's one thing I've never really considered is leaving that portion
Fair.
behind. My kids are giving me work now.
Good. They should.
These little jerks are like, hey, I saw this wrestling thing. Do you think you should write about it? And I'm like, no, go away.
And then you end up writing an article anyway.
Well, yeah, of course I do. Because it's still work to do. Like it's important work to do. I don't give my kids author credits. Like here. Now, they can use this on like resumes and stuff. Like, see, I wrote for a huge wrestling website. I have an author credit. Oh, I'm not using their names, but I'll confirm that it's them if they need like confirmation,
I agree.
Yeah, these little jerks.
Oh, that too.
Yeah. Love my kids. They're little jerks.
Little
giving me work to do. I say the same thing to my wife. My wife gives me work to do. I was like, why are you doing this to me, jerk?
Well, what else are they going to do? Tomorrow, it's going to be Jeremy and SP3 talking about God knows what for how long. We know.
We had a lot to talk about according to SP3.
Well, good for him. I'm sure he's going to catch you up on everything going on with the G1 and Dynamites.
I can catch myself up on G1.
Well, SP3 needs to catch you up because he is the guy who talks about New Japan. Only he can talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling. We've established this.
Because he watches it. You don't.
What was your moment of Tuesday, Dick?
Thea Hail. Thea Hail getting on television was my moment of Tuesday.
My moment of Tuesday was that random fan who showed up at the end of Tuesday's episode of NXT. Who knows who he is? Who knew the music that he had? Nobody seemed to understand who Mr. Born Nasty was. But Mr. Born Nasty, whoever he is, wherever he's from, he's coming to make a big impact, pun intended, on NXT.
What if he goes by just Born Nasty?
I kind of hope he does. My name is B Nasty. What does the B stand for? Born. Like with a J, like Bjorn? This is from another country? Not that country.
I think his name should just be Born Nasty because that's funny to me.
Miles Bourne walks over to him being like, what is this? Why are you taking my name? What have we accomplished today?
Nothing.
Yep. Shout out to Orange Crush and Oni King. Great interview with them. I'll clip it out standalone. It'll show up on the website and on this platform. I've already gotten messages from Orange Crush being like, hey, link me to the direct interview and all the text articles and all that. So we'll get those. He'll have them. I promise. Anything else for today?
The biggest thing we accomplished today is Steven Jensen still has a job, allegedly, and Joel ran from the grind for the first 20 minutes of the show.
I mean, again, I've established why that happened. I would love to see.
Because he ran from the grind.
Steven Jensen just needs a soundboard that has its own mute button. That's really all. That could have saved all of us here.
What?
If he had a soundboard like me, where his microphone's plugged in and he has control of a mute button, he would not be in this situation.
As far as like losing his job?
Yeah. Didn't this all start because he opened his mouth in an interview about AI use?
Yeah, because I think he wanted it to be heard, though.
I don't think he wanted it to be heard.
I think he did because he was very frustrated with this.
He was talking about how like everyone else's mic was muted except for his, and he just said it and didn't know.
I feel like...
You think he knew?
But then he also kept talking like he was cutting CM Punk promos on people, so I don't think Jensen cared.
Fair. That's fair. Anyway, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, Jeremy Lambert, SP3. Me? Who knows? Got to get ready to do something else. Go to Montreal, I guess. So for Jeremy Lambert,
we have an interview in 4 hours, Joel.
Oh, we do. What should I ask that person?
How frosty is it where you are?
Are you cold today in the hot, hot sun? We'll see you then. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, leave a thumbs up on the way out, and we'll see you soon.